Yo, speaking of Bear, I want to see Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear!
Like, all I've heard is this movie is exactly what you want it to be. A movie about a bear on cocaine. What more? Seriously, Hollywood. Give me more animals on drug movies. Like, give me Anaconda on acid. Or like,
Can I have like raccoon on shrooms? Like,
yeah, raccoon on shrooms. Let's do capybara on.
Goes around eating people's like pinky.
Yeah.
oh my
Just
god,
eating
it's a raccoon on
people's
shrooms.
It's gonna eat your pinky.
Whatever will we do about the raccoon shroom problem?
Jeez.
Yeah, like sharks on DMX.
Whoa.
Sharks on DMX.
Oh, sorry, DMT.
DMX.
I mean,
is the
sharks can
rapper.
listen to DMX if they want, but I meant DMT, I guess.
Ugh.
That's taking Jaws to a whole new level. Not only do we need to kill the shark chiefy, but he's on fucking DMT.
He's fucking enlightened right now.
He's tripping balls, matey. We gotta get him.
And he's just a pirate all of a sudden.
No, I'm surprised they even have wives in the movie. What's the point?
I think my favorite part of the whole thing was the kid pointing the guy out at the start of the
At the
film.
very start.
When we're following him, he's just like, that one.
Kill him first.
That one. I want that one.
I
It's a
like his shoes.
7-year-old.
Kill him. Give me his shoes.
7-year-old. I'll grow into that suit one day.
Nice buttons. Kill that man. Give me his coat.
I can smell his filthy emotional aroma from here.
That guy definitely felt last night. I can tell.
It's just somebody go
Smells like
banging a bunch of people, and if they like it, he kills them. I knew you enjoyed it. I knew you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's how they get him.
That's how they get them. That's how they get most of them.
Just like people going around kissing people. And it's like, you like that, didn't you? And it's like, yeah, that was very nice. Kill him.
Arrest
Kill
that
him.
man. Arrest that man. I
He's
knew he
a
liked
dirty kisser.
it. I knew he liked it when I kissed him.
And then he goes home to his bedroom and he cries to himself softly because he actually does feel.
This is the only way I can survive.
I do a really good job though. They gave me a bonus, so that was kind of cool.
I was given a gift of my kissing.
I did the
Now I
murdering.
use it for bad.
I did the murdering really well. I do not deserve these kisses.
Usually kisses bring joy, but I'm not allowed joy.
These kisses sadden me.
I kiss for death now.
Wow.
Smooches for the devil. Danielle, bring us in.
Hello. This is Every Film in the Book. I hope you are having an evening. I am Danielle.
I am Steven.
Nope.
Oh no, we have a sense offender
Nope.
in our midst.
Process him for burning.
Guys, I'm not trying to be incinerated on the podcast.
You have felt too much today. You will die alone. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hello.
Oh my God, what a doozy.
We this week are we're watching what? Equilibrium?
Equilibrium.
I don't know. Read the title. I don't even know what we're doing.
We're all
Yeah.
taking polygraphs, and the loser dies.
The loser has to go stand in a furnace for 20 minutes. That's your punishment.
Oh God.
But yeah, we did Equilibrium this week, a movie from 2002 starring Christian Bale. Sean Bean makes a barely appearance, but he's in a movie, so he has to die.
Yeah, and Steve, how
That's
did
very
you
true.
describe this movie to me?
Oh, the only way it should be described as as The Matrix meets Fahrenheit 451. This is like literally the opening scene is Fahrenheit 451. It's them being like, "Hey, that guy's reading, kill him."
Yeah.
Come on.
It's that, and then it is very Matrixy too. It's
Yeah, they're wearing trench coats.
all the action scenes. Yeah. And they have guns, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, all we needed was a scene of Christian Bale being like, I need guns. Lots of guns.
I need more guns.
Trinity, help.
It wasn't that egregious.
Yeah, no, but like you
Not
could
even
definitely
close.
tell they pulled very heavily from that kind of style. Because I mean, it's 2002. The Matrix is like brand new. Everybody fucking loved it.
Well,
Yeah.
it was a different movie, but it was like filmed the same way.
Yeah. Well, it was, it's kind of like what we're seeing now. Once like something hits mainstream and is popular, everybody else is gonna fucking do it.
True, yeah. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to the movies in 2002 because I was 6. So
Oh,
it
so
took me this long to see this movie.
you weren't an avid movie enthusiast at 6?
no,
Hmm.
no,
Shame.
Shame.
not really. I didn't really go see a lot of rated R movies. So.
I wish I couldn't feel so I wouldn't feel disappointed.
See, I didn't go see the rated R movies. I used to download them off the internet.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh.
LimeWire is where it's at.
But you might ruin all the computers in your house.
Yeah, your family computer's going down. But, I mean,
I
most
didn't even
of the
have a computer when I was little.
Most of the
We didn't have a
time,
computer,
you could
so-
see most of the movie.
yeah. Oh, I mean, if you downloaded it fast enough, you could maybe watch it 6 months later. Like, depending on how many people actually put that seed up for you. Dude, it was a terrible time. See, this is why we didn't need feeling back then, because we were so angry at our LimeWire.
We willingly took our medicine back then.
Wait,
It's
you
like-
were angry? That is a feeling.
Well, yeah, this is why we could have used the happy pill that goes in your
It's
neck.
not a happy pill. It's a feel nothing pill.
Yeah, it's a
Happy is
happy
a
pill.
feeling.
It's like
No, Steve,
okay. Well,
we're gonna have to burn you now. We're gonna have to
You
burn
had a
you.
feeling.
is this because I had the original Mona Lisa hidden in my floor?
Yes, treated very poorly. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
The amount of art they destroyed in this film.
I will say I called that line when they pull the floor up
Pull
and they
the
burn the
thing,
Mona Lisa. But before that, for some reason, I just had this feeling that he was going to say, burn it. And that's exactly what he said like 3 seconds
Listen,
later.
Christian Bale had that I'm gonna burn something look the moment he walked out of that car in the beginning of the movie. So like, yeah,
That's true.
I could see why you would call that.
Yeah.
But it was a very good call. I
Thank
was
you.
impressed.
Thank you.
Oh wait, sorry, I wasn't anything because
I
can't
wasn't
I
be.
feel nothing.
anything at all.
I was nothing.
We almost had to burn you again, Steve.
God damn it.
Within
Dude, I would
literally
not-
3 minutes.
I would not last in this dystopian future. This is terrible.
Oh, you're too sad.
Dude, I figured out this took place in 2072.
2072?
Was the
What?
year. Do you think we'll ever make it to 2072?
I'd be what?
2072?
82?
Yeah, something like that. What? It's 2023.
I can't do
Do
math right
math.
now. I'm
Everybody
not
do
doing that.
math. Let's out ourselves as good mathists.
No, jeez.
Now I'm gonna need that pill so I don't feel so ashamed about my math skills.
Steve the whole time had just wanted to take this feely
that
stuff.
looks like
Listen,
it would
you
be
clock
better.
back into the Matrix. Now you don't have to fight fucking squid robots with EMP guns.
Yes,
all right,
but
This is stupid.
if you're not fighting them,
What did they do
What are
in
you
their
doing?
free time? Like
dude, they sit.
no, they
they sit
watch
and stare at a wall.
they watch their giant televisions about the government 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're doing
ridiculous.
this for your
May-
good.
Make sure you take your pill. Also, brushing your teeth 3 times a day is good for gingivitis. Not that I care, merely just suggesting. I have no feelings on it one way or the other.
Heh, get it? No feelings. Ba-dum-ts. All right.
That was a joke. And then that's how they
No,
lead
no,
people
you-
out. They
you-
tell stupid puns and see if
It's just-
anybody chuckles.
They just walk down the street and say one-liners, and if you laugh, you get shot in the face. I don't like that game.
That's mean.
I don't
Some-
like that game.
Like that 7-year-old's just like, a dyslexic man walks into a bra, and some guy like chuckles and
And
he's
you
like,
just
kill him.
hear him from across the room go,
Well, that's what they were doing at the start when that kid pointed him out.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
guard said the joke, and he's scanning for laughing. Him.
wait, why was that little kid like pointing out people? Like
He
the,
was learning the way of
That was his
nothingness.
job. Yeah. He was a cleric.
at like
In,
6?
in training.
Yeah,
It's an
they train him from
indoctrina-
birth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an indoctrination.
They
just-
brainwash him from birth, so by the time they hit 7, they can point out people in the crowd.
What was he pointing for?
emotions. He
That one.
yeah.
That one.
Well, we were saying he could smell them. Like, he smelled that guy a mile away. He's like, oh, dude, that son of a bitch. He laughed yesterday. Kill him.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a movie about people not being allowed to feel, even the people who weren't feeling definitely showed more emotion than the people who they told us were feeling.
Yeah, like, how do you even keep people under law if they don't have some sort of fear towards anything? Like, isn't that part of feeling, like being afraid or being angry? And like, wouldn't that normally fuel you? Like,
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's more of like complacency.
Yeah.
I
Like,
guess so.
You have no drive, you have no ambition, you have nothing.
You just do what you're told.
Yeah,
And
you're
that's
just
that's why
a
they're
husk.
always, the government's always on TV, and because it's a whole life cycle
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. It's just real depressing.
Oh yeah. Well,
Hey, it happens. It happens.
yeah, I mean, you wake up one day, you're all happy. The next day, the government's like, "Hey, stop feeling," and you're like, "Okay, whatever."
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Pass.
But yeah, I guess just like a little setup for this, if you haven't seen it before, it's a dystopian future in 2072 where human emotion has been outlawed, so that we're not fighting each other or going through World War IV. Apparently,
We sacrifice the joy to prevent the sorrow.
yeah. Well, like they give you that like ominous speech in the beginning, and they're like, "Ooh, after the Third World War at the turn of the 21st
I liked
century."
it though. I liked like making light of it. I thought it was pretty good.
I just
Well,
wonder
at the
who made
start.
that decision. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's not the first place I would go. It's like, what if we all just started injecting ourselves every day, like 4 times a day?
Dude, that was probably after a long like 6-week cabinet meeting.
6 weeks?
And they're all just like pulling their hair out.
They
and
coordinated that in 6 weeks?
no,
Yeah.
but like it got to the point they're all pulling their hair out, and they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. What if people just didn't feel anymore? And they're like, what was that, Johnson? He's like, I'm just saying, like, what if people didn't feel? Then they wouldn't like want to kill each other. And they're like,
Genius!
fucking write that down. Write that down, somebody.
Or they just take the idea to R&D and they're like, yeah, we've had that for like 2 years.
Oh yeah. Oh,
we want to start that now? Oh,
All right.
okay.
Well, we have most of what we need. We can just keep producing and give us like 2 days.
Well, see,
We'll do it.
why it happened was there was a company that makes those little injector things, and they were like, I know how to get rich really fast.
And they
And they were
happen
like,
to be in the cabinet
We
meeting.
convinced the government to make people stop feeling.
yeah.
Then we can charge the government for billions
And
of
they're
these.
just living on an island somewhere, like living it up.
Oh yeah, they're
Well,
feeling their asses off.
The
over
inside
there.
of the leaders' chambers and stuff like
Yeah.
that was all painted, and
True,
it wasn't
true.
dull.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the guys
I thought
in
you were
charge
just
got to
saying like
enjoy
the
it.
guys who made the guns just cashed in real quick and got out, and then like this other guy was just the leader.
Well, yeah, you need a figurehead
Yeah.
to run it while you're gone,
Right.
chilling on your island with your pet dolphin.
Well, that's why he did most of it over Zoom.
Yeah. Also, you had
She
to
did.
invent Zoom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this movie came out 20 years ago, and it was like, no, we're video calling.
It's
Mhm.
like, yeah, what if one day we just talk on the video phone?
But it's still a room you have to go to meet with that guy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like his satellite office. Like,
Right.
my hologram can never move.
Yeah. You can't put it in like a different place. You can't sit in your own bed and
Yeah,
talk to your boss.
holograms don't have legs. Come on, guys. Come on.
It's my favorite wall to be projected onto.
Oh, I love the way you look on the east wall, sir. What was that he's feeling?
Shoot him.
Where's the 7-year-old? He should have pointed this out by now.
Yeah. I mean, that was really this whole movie is just they don't really build the world that much. Like they give you a lot of CGI shots of the city that they live in, but they don't really put you in the day-to-day all that often. You just kind of get clips of people walking in herds, like creepy herds.
Yeah, like there's like only one scene where I guess it's like everybody like clocking into work, but they're all
Right.
just like standing so close together, like shoulder to shoulder, like nobody has
Well,
personal space.
They were
Yeah.
listening to the morning sermon by the guy in the plexiglass box.
Yeah. He's like, you shall not feel.
Feelings are bad.
Emotion is devil.
We're allowed to kill you on the spot now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when we get introduced to Christian Bale and he's, you know, raiding this like outpost of feelers, I'm going to call them.
Feelers.
We gotta eliminate the feelers, guys.
Sorry, that was Christian Bale's first line of the movie. I was
Yes.
just,
Yes.
you know, saying it. But yeah, so like he gets into this building and he unleashes his cantata on everybody. And
What was that?
Cantata.
Okay.
We don't throw hands. We throw bullets.
In my cool fucking flashy way.
Oh yeah, that was a really cool scene. You just get flashes of every time the gun is shot. You see a very short clip of a different angle of him
but
shooting people.
you're missing out on the most important part.
What?
The swooshing noises.
Oh yeah, every time he moves his arms around, which is like CGI'd
Yeah.
because his arms bend in ways that are not humanly possible.
Pretty sure he dislocates his elbow to shoot
Yeah,
somebody.
like the one time he whipped his arm back behind him and it just looked like it almost went through him.
Oh, you didn't hear
Yeah.
the crack that they ADR'd in? It's just like
Oh yeah.
they hit it perfectly under a gunshot.
That happened every time he was in an action sequence.
Oh my god,
It-
it's great.
Very stylized. Very, very stylized.
Yeah,
Yeah, very
sure.
stylized.
To give it anything, I will say it is style.
It's a style.
Oh
That's
no,
for
it's
sure.
art.
Oh shit. Wait, technically
They
you know,
should
this
have burned
gun-
themselves.
Yeah, this cantata is kind of like a form of interpretive dance. So I think we should
True.
kill all
It's
these.
an interpreter.
Yeah.
What a sad story he's
Dance is
telling.
illegal. This is Footloose now.
Kevin Bacon, save us. But, like, so this is where we find out, you know, you can't have paintings because they make you feel. You can't listen to music because it'll make you feel. You can't
Can't have
have anything
pets.
fun because fun is bad and we
Yeah.
don't like it.
Although you can get married, you can have kids. I'm still questionable about how that process works. But
I need a whole prequel movie just about
Just to
like,
set up the world.
right.
Yeah.
Like, how do you meet somebody and go, would you like to, you know, procreate with me? And
Well, see, it would all be assigned by the government.
Would
who's
you
giving
like
you the
offspring?
pills?
oh, so it's like arranged marriage
Like-
Oh, yeah.
situation.
Well,
You
they
must
never-
have 2 children.
They never tell you how widespread this is, so it could be just like one country or one region
They
after the
do-
apocalypse.
Yeah, I forget the name, but he says, I guess where they're living. Maybe it is.
Libria.
Yeah, maybe it's just the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Libria, and then the medicine is Librium.
Librium.
They're very clever.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Which is like Lipitor and Valium
it's like Lipitor.
mashed together,
No, apparently they tried
or
to.
lithium, or whatever it is.
Lithium.
Lithium. What is
Lithium
it? Yeah.
batteries?
Oh shit! I gotta re up on my lithium ion double A's. Let's go.
Just
Time
swa-
to
just breakfast time. Eat your batteries.
time to inject battery
Oh,
acid
they
into
are
my neck.
robots. I knew it.
Beep boop. We are not robots.
Oh, so yeah. After we kind of get introduced to all of this stuff, don't they go in for the girl who is a feeler, and she kind of questions the whole thing to I don't know this guy's name.
What, Christian Bale?
Yeah, what's his character's
Christian
name?
Bale.
Preston.
Press.
Preston.
Preston McGoofball.
Yeah, so she has or he is. Wow, I really can't talk today.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm enjoying this. Keep it going. Oh, sorry. I mean, I have no feeling of this whatsoever.
He is. He took her in for crimes against.
Feeling.
You're not
humanity.
allowed
Feeling.
to feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
yes, that has been established. Thank you.
well, I mean, because like he shoots his own partner because he feels. So obviously he cares not for the rules of humanity.
Yeah. He is interrogating her, and she says something to him about what is the whole point of living if you don't feel anything?
Yeah, why are
and he
you alive?
questions it for the first time.
I mean, he's
That's
got
what
a
I
good
was trying
answer,
to
though.
say.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a very good
Thank
point. It
you.
was a-
Sorry, it took me a second.
Everybody clap for Danielle.
Thank you.
What is this clapping?
Oh, sorry. No emotion for Danielle.
What is this clapping?
Agreeable.
Agreeable.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Well spoken.
But yeah, so she throws a wrench into Christian Bale's like whole life. And you would think like in his line of work, he deals with feelers a lot, right?
Yeah.
How is she the first one to be like, what is the purpose of life if you can't feel?
And he's
then-
like, oh my God.
Well,
Yeah,
he wasn't ready yet. Steve, he wasn't ready
well,
yet.
all because all right, so he does miss his first dose, I guess we should say, at the beginning of this day. So like he does kind of have
Wait, I thought that
starting to
happened
feels.
after he talked to her.
No,
Did it
because
not?
like it happens on his way to go talk to her or to like arrest her. Because like
Yeah.
the partner picks him up
Oh.
from the Equilibrium building.
Yeah, because they show you up until he knocks it over and breaks it.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And his kid's being weird for the first
It's
time.
like,
We see
hi,
his
I'm
kid being
7 and I
weird.
turn you
I'm
into
7.
the cops.
You better get that dosage.
I told your partner to pick you up from Equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
Yeah, that little kid fucking freaks me out, dude. I'm not a fan of him.
I don't know.
Dude, he's a little dictator growing. Like, come on.
Well,
Yeah.
he was
His little black
he was
suit.
in
Come
school-
on, I see that.
What was it? A school to be a cleric? or
Yeah,
whatever?
he was in
cleric school
dictator
already.
school.
Yeah, he has seen many people die in front of him. Of course, he. you know,
Yeah, because he
is
pointed them
like
out.
that.
He's like, that motherfucker right there. Come on, get him. Yeah, like, because like his first like talk to Christian Bale when like he gets home, he's like, hey, my best friend like Timmy was like smiling the other day. Like, should I turn
should
him in?
probably have him murdered, right?
And Christian Bale's like, dude, fucking cook him alive. Let's go. Like, what are you doing?
Of course. Of
You
course
should
that's
stab
the way.
him yourself.
You will kill him because that is right.
Yeah.
Good
The
for
rules
both.
state he dies, so he dies.
Yep.
But yes, like what you're saying, she throws the wrench into his whole lifestyle, and now he's off his meds, which,
Mhm.
you know, isn't recommended to keep your lifespan
It's
continuing.
illegal.
Yeah. You know, fall in line, all right? You know, rules are cool, man. And if you want to be cool, you follow the rules.
No, actually, the consequence is death, not being
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah, Steve, it's a little
You
more
would-
serious
yeah.
than you're
So
making
so
it
you
seem.
you got shot. It wasn't like, oh, that's the not cool guy. It was like, we shoot all the people now.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, if they were cool and followed the rules, they wouldn't have gotten shot. I'm just saying. It's
Mhm.
pretty easy not to feel. You just stick it in your neck and you go, tee-hee. It even makes a cool noise. Like, that's exciting. I mean, you wouldn't know what exciting is, but it's exciting.
See, falling into your own trap here. You're feeling. We're gonna have to burn him for a third time this evening.
Man, I'm going to be real freaking tan by the end of this episode from all this cooking. Ugh, God. But yeah.
So, yeah. Once Christian Bale stops taking his meds and he wakes up all sweaty and he's like, I feel my heart pounding in my chest. And they keep bringing this back a few times.
Feel my rock
You
hard
just hear
abs.
his heart beating.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime he's feeling something.
Well, he gets his first panic attack because he gets woken up from like a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you want to continue? Like, if that was your first like feeling experience, you're like, holy fuck, my heart's pounding out of my chest. I'd be like, all right, maybe there's something to this.
Yeah, but he was having like an awakening. He saw the sun come through the
and
window in the
rip the-
morning. Like,
Rip the duller off of it. They had like a
Yeah.
film so the sun wouldn't be as bright,
and then he saw the city that looked like it was
it was
From a
video
PlayStation
game.
2 era
Yeah.
video game.
to us it looked terrible, but to him it was the first time his eyes were truly open.
Looking out on Vice City for the first
Right.
time.
Yeah.
San Andreas has never glistened like this.
Hey,
Beautiful.
cousin, you want to go bowling? If anyone gets that reference, please give me a high five next time you see me.
Actually, it was pretty popular, so that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
Somebody,
That's-
somebody will get that.
that's not a hard ask.
Oh my god! But yeah, so he's like his eyes are awakened for the first time,
Yes.
and he's feeling and he's crying out in public.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he sees that lady with her hand on the rail, and he does it.
And he's like,
and he
oh my
feels
God.
it for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
I've been walking up this railing every day for
but
the
now-
last 30
Never
years.
touched it.
Now this is the first time where we know he's feeling, and he's talking to the government,
Yeah.
and you can kind of see him be nervous from then the rest of the film.
Yeah, he does cover it pretty well when he's around them, but there's definitely a few moments
Yeah.
where you're like, they should have noticed that. I feel like
Yeah.
they should know a little more what it looks like.
Or maybe it's just like from his perspective, and he feels he like was
True.
closer to being caught or something like
But
that.
like you see it with his partner where they're in the car together, before he gets shot. He smiles a little bit,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey, you shouldn't be smiling if you don't feel emotion. Like,
Right.
why would you smile? And then it comes out that he was a feeler.
Yeah,
So
he's feeling.
I think they do try to give you those little moments in like the facial expressions, if you kind of suspect someone is a feeler or not.
They definitely portrayed, some decent ranges of emotions, and then also with the silence, you could definitely tell what was going on a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job throughout the whole film of showing it get him feel more and more and more.
right.
And it was clear to us, but we're sure with his reputation, he would have had a lot of credibility, so he might have gotten away with a little more emotion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
maybe this is one of his tactics because he's a natural,
Well, yeah. I mean, he was saying he's the top ranked.
He's the best there
in
ever
his-
was, apparently.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's because he can go pew, pew, pew.
Listen,
pew, pew.
I wake up every morning. I just piss excellence. There's no two ways about
No
it.
two ways about it. My wrists have an extremely large range of motion. I can shoot people in every direction.
all at the same time. Apparently.
365 every day.
It turns out his elbows were just double jointed, and that's why he was just awesome at it. He could dislocate his shoulders on command and just. The first thing is just like, how many and where are they? Well, there's 12 surrounding the room. Just
like-
goes in, murders them, with his wrists. Just with his wrists.
It's like that.
Bang,
big,
bang,
it's
bang,
like
bang,
that
bang.
beginning scene again. He's like, as soon as the door falls and I unhinge my shoulder blades,
Yes.
shoot the lights out.
Wait until my shoulder blades.
Wait until you
unhinge
hear
them.
the pop and you just hear. And they're like, kill the lights.
Listen for the pop.
Turn the lights off when you see something weird.
Like all the resistance guys are just like, I hear when you hear the pop. That's when they come for
When
you,
they-
and you just hear.
I heard that was the start of the end.
Legend says.
Legend tells of a man with no shoulders. His range of motion is ridiculous.
Everyone fears the day that the shoulderless man comes to visit.
Some pray to him, but most just fear him.
The Reaper is made of rubber.
Oh my.
So we see him fight a few times, and
Oh, sorry.
I think each time we see him do the what'd you call
Gun
it?
kata!
Gun kata. He gets better at it every time.
Yeah.
And then when he has a purpose, he kicks it up another notch.
Oh, he goes Super Saiyan Katata.
So,
yeah, it's like his emotions are fueling him.
Yeah, it's like when there's anger thrown into the equation, you can direct
yeah.
it.
But
Yeah.
he starts taking bigger risks though.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he already takes that risk, like not killing this girl. Like when he stops Tai Diggs from killing her.
I think the biggest risk is keeping his extra vials in his house.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
dude,
'Cause
you don't
he
keep your
dropped
stash
them-
at home.
You could drop yours every day and crush it
Yeah.
and be fine. Not keep a stack of 57.
Flush it down the toilet.
Yeah. Oh no, dude. In this futuristic, they're definitely
Yeah.
sifting through those
You think they're
toilets.
sifting through
Oh,
their
there's-
shit?
Because it's just a country, it probably has to be self-contained, so they're probably recycling it.
Well, not only that, but with no
Yeah.
emotion, you would have no feeling about weeding through feces.
No,
You'd-
I
you'd just be
imagine.
like, yeah, whatever,
I imagine you
another
still
day.
would not enjoy it.
Yeah,
You-
that's a job for...
What is enjoyment? You have no feeling.
Yes. So for fun, I'm gonna call bullshit on the sewer comment.
That's a job for the people that they just are kind of like, all right, well,
No.
you had a few, minor...
Those are the
crimes.
guys who take 2 doses every
Those
re-up.
Oh.
Those are the people a week before they get incinerated. They're like, well, we're gonna burn you Clean this.
Play with
Clean the
poop.
shit.
Clean this, pleplease.
And they're like, oh my God, it's so squishy. I can feel.
They're like, that one.
Get him. He enjoys the shit.
But wait, we already caught them. Shit.
Shit, what do we do? Burn him earlier.
Catch them again for breakfast.
Let him run and then catch him again. But don't let him, get too far, obviously.
Yeah, no, this was a thing that we brought up that, they keep everybody on the medication so that they can continue this cycle of control and dictatorship and all of that. But the one thing I said is, I don't even think that the next generation or the next couple generations would even feel anything at all, because a lot of what you feel, it's instinctively in you, but it's also how you're raised. So I think if you raise a bunch of psychopaths that don't feel anything, are they ever really gonna feel, even if they're not taking medication? And
Well, I mean, I
wouldn't
guess
that just continue the cycle?
I mean, if there's like an underground, though, they would probably have a lot more members if they stopped. But I think it's more the sell the product to calm the people, and then you can make all the money.
Well, I mean,
Right.
and it that does kind of bring up the question. It's like, are your feelings inherited, or do you just naturally develop them? Like,
I mean, I think it's a combination of both, but
like my dad got real pissed off at a rattlesnake one day, and now I have an irrational fear of rattlesnakes. Do you think that gets passed down?
that is a nurtured emotion, but
Yeah, that's
that's
I mean, not that that's a bullshit story, but I was just trying to come up with an example.
Steve's scared of snakes.
okay, well,
No.
so that kind of brings up different things, though, because all your emotions are inherent in you, right? Just to survive, you have to be able to be afraid of things, to know that maybe I shouldn't fight that bear because it's screaming at me and
there's
it's large.
100% instinctual
It's also on
DNA
cocaine.
Yeah.
from just being a mammal of our size, where it's
Right.
don't fight the polar bear. So if there's a shark, I'm not going swimming either.
But also, if you're not in a dangerous situation and you feel safe, maybe you wouldn't have those other emotions of oh, I wonder if Jeff likes me. Those sorts of emotions wouldn't really be existent, I think.
Now the government gives you the spouse. Here's the person.
Yeah.
Here's your pill gun and wife. You can return either one at any time.
You
Yeah.
have to mate with this one.
2 children are required.
Have a good rest of your Tuesday.
Yeah, I wonder if they enforce stuff like that, how many children you have to have, and
Oh, it would have all been controlled.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you got
On that medication,
repopulate.
Everything would have been, you have 2 to replace yourselves, keeps the population even.
Right.
Food cost never varies.
Yeah.
Make a ton of money.
If you cannot have children, you will be assigned them. These are the children whose parents died fighting the war
Against feelings.
against feelings.
But
I-
what was weird was it was kind of funny how they showed the more information you find out about the government, the more like a religion it gets,
Yeah.
Yes.
and the more the murdering is.
Yeah.
Strange coincidence.
Well,
They took away all other religion just to enforce their own
Mhm.
crazy dictatorship.
right.
And then
Well, I mean,
made
you got to
them,
tear down the old system to make way for the new system.
but they kind of stole a chapter out of the old Wizard of Oz movie, where actually it's just gonna be a big screen with a
Yeah.
bigger face on it, and he's gonna be the god.
Ignore the father behind the LCD screen.
Turns out it was like a shorter guy.
That's all it is. It's
Behind
the
the
same guy.
curtain.
He's just very, very short.
Oh, well, that guy, though, he always looks really short because he has this huge chair that he sits in.
Oh, what? The main dictator guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he looks like a tiny baby standing in front of his huge desk and huge chair. It looks like he's just so small, perspective wise.
But since you weren't allowed to feel, he knew no one would make fun of him for it. He was confident in it then.
He's like,
no one
does
will
this
laugh.
does this chair and desk combo make me look tiny?
Hmm.
Sir, I haven't noticed. Good. That is
Good.
the proper
Does
response.
this bring humor?
He asks every day on his birthday just to make him feel young. You know what I mean? Let's see if I've still got it.
Oh my god! But yeah, so, all this is Christian Bale is now like slowly feeling more and more, and he's like working his way into this underground resistance of feelers.
Right? 'Cause he completely questions everything.
Well, I mean, after the scene he goes through where they're shooting all the dogs in the head, like, yeah, dude, I'd get to that point where I'm like, dude, all right, come on.
he kept the dog, and he did have another scene where
This is his biggest risk.
Yeah, he killed a big group of people to save this tiny little dog in his trunk.
As you should.
It was like
It was
26 adult humans, and he was like, no.
Fuck them.
This was like the lead up to John Wick.
The Burmese mountain dog puppy is
It
worth
was
33
so
people.
Cute though. I would do it.
Look how cute. And then you're just popping other people in the face.
Oh, isn't this so
Oh
cute?
my God. Are you hungry, little bozers? Little bozers.
Yeah, they don't feel anything. Fuck them. This dog feels more than
Well,
all of them combined.
You knew he was suckered in when the dog licked his face. He was like,
Yeah.
he was like, yep, he's gonna die for that dog.
They had to pick like the fluffiest, cutest puppy.
Yeah, and they're like, sir, it could have diseases. And he's like, I know. I love it. Kiss me more.
Well, yeah, that's his excuse. Is like, it should be tested for disease, and then he runs off with it, and they're like,
no,
all
literally,
right.
right then and there, they should have just put a bullet in his back.
Right.
That is so obvious that he was feeling that.
Yeah,
it's like,
so it's
come on.
that.
But it's also a good idea. Check it for disease.
Sure.
Yeah, but if you're gonna kill it anyway,
In a
why does it matter
society
if it has disease?
that only functions due to medicine, check it for disease is going to be a top priority every time, Steve. Come on. Come on.
guess
But
so.
again, if you kill it, it's not gonna be able to spread the disease because it's dead, and they're probably just gonna burn it
Everyone
anyway.
knows you can't test dead blood for diseases.
Yeah, but if the thing is eliminated, why test it for disease? You just killed it.
Just in case they're checking for any potential spread.
And then they should have killed Christian Bale because
All right,
it licked
Steve.
his face.
What about the
and
bird?
spread the disease?
What about the birds that would come eat it and they would get disease and fly off and then poop on food?
Avian flu,
sources?
Steve. It kills many people every year.
Come on.
These are facts, all right.
All right. Well, so all that to say that yeah, this happens a few times where it seems kind of suspicious how he keeps coming up with these excuses. So I still think that they should have caught him, but
Yeah, I mean,
Well, he makes it out 2 or 3 times.
and
And
then
from stickier and stickier situations.
right, and then it really becomes a thing where the government's like, okay, we're killing people on site now if we suspect them to be feelers. So they don't even get a trial or anything. They're just killing them right off the bat.
We do see some pushback from him to the government. Like, hey, these people have value. We can interrogate them. And they're like, no, he changed the rule. We're just shooting them now.
Right.
So he was trying to save them, and then he started murdering.
And then he murdered a lot of people.
Then he started murdering a lot. It was
Oh
so
my
many
God.
people.
no, this scene here where they're doing like that raid or whatever, and he leads that group of like resistance out of the building,
Yeah.
and he's like, "God damn you, just run!" And they're like,
They won't. They're just looking at him like idiots. Actually,
No.
they were way too calm, by the way, as
Yeah.
well. For people that are supposed to be able to feel, they were
Yeah,
all just staring at
They
him
were calmer
blankly.
than Christian Bale was. I'm like, what the fuck?
Blank stares from the people that are being shot at.
But
Right.
the intensity that Christian Bale delivers these like god damn it's is like, dude, I was sold. I was like,
Right?
this greatest actor ever. I don't even notice his weird little like eye wart thing on the side of his nose. All I see is his god damn it's.
God damn it.
What's interesting though is those people are all supposed to be able to feel.
Yeah.
So when that would have been their first time seeing one of those agents be emotional.
Right.
So did they freeze, or were they just like,
Well, I mean, the one guy was super hesitant, and he was like,
yeah, that was-
he's going to put a bullet in our back as soon as we turn around. And Christian Bale's just like, why the fuck would I do
Right.
that? If I was going to kill you, I'd shoot you in your face.
but I feel like they would have known. I don't know. It was just weird that those guys were hesitant about it.
Yeah.
Because the guy was being emotional. It's like, well, we're the,
Yeah, like you would think like, oh shit, maybe he's with us. Maybe we should listen to him. Like the fact that he's getting like aggravated and hyped.
Well, and when the his new partner that is trying to suss him out or whatever, he's
What a
like,
little fussy.
He's like, I don't know. I think this guy's feeling stuff.
Mm.
So
I
he's
saw him
like,
kiss a puppy.
well, thank you for running them all into my trap. So for a little bit, I'm like, oh, did he like hire those guys to play that role?
Right.
And then they ended up
Shooting
shooting all of
Yeah.
them. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so it wasn't that. All right.
Like they were trying to lure Christian Bale out with like a trap
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
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 See, that would have been
Because
like
he
a cooler
took credit.
reveal.
He took credit for it like it was a trap.
Yeah, some of those setups were kind of weird where you're like, how did he know that Christian Bale was going to be there? Like, what?
Well, and I mean, all right. So I guess just to play devil's advocate here, they do kind of explain it at the end.
Yeah. Oh,
Like-
yeah. They definitely do.
But, like,
at this point,
Yeah,
we're-
in the moment, you're kind of like, well, like the moment Christian Bale refuses to kill these people, Tahi Diggs should be like, dude, come on. Like, I know you're feeling. Like, I have a whole fire team here. Kill Christian Bale. What's another body on
Right.
top of the 17 people
Right.
you're already dropping?
Right.
it's 7,000 this week. Okay, we can add a few more.
And he really goes down easy later, I will say. Final
Oh my
scene.
god, dude, I love how he dies. But yeah, so like after he
Before we get to that,
but like again, like, you know, after he refuses to kill him and he walks away, like Tahi Diggs kind of gives him like that side eye, like, yeah, I see you. I know what's going on. And Christian Bale's getting more and more like down this rabbit hole, and he finally finds like the underground resistance, like the main guys, and they reveal to him that like, we know you're feeling, we know we've been watching you, like we wouldn't have let you find us if we didn't want you to find us.
they had a creepy amount of information.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
For well, we think it's like a ragtag crew,
Right.
because who they're shooting always looks like
Joe
shitty,
Schmo.
shitty, unprofessional whatever's. Just
Right.
like, oh, like the dumb ones getting caught or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a bunch of hippies
And
in
then-
a
and then-
in an abandoned apartment.
And
They're
as,
like, do you think guns are cool? Yeah, here, shoot at that guy.
as soon as there's proper furniture in the house where the rebels are, they're all geniuses. So it's like if there's a table with chairs there, it's like, no, we have a plan.
Hey, this table has a pull-out drawer. Oh shit, we're dealing
Right?
with a mastermind.
We're all neuroscientists and engineers, elite engineers.
And it didn't even feel like sciencey intelligence. It was
Yeah,
like
no.
it was like I'm spiritual kinda because I feel things. So it was almost like there was a sense of reverence for some of them.
Well, yeah, and I mean, even the speech that he gives, this main guy gives to Christian Bale, he's just like, you know, some of us, even though we can feel, we have to forgo feeling so that others
that
may
others
feel,
can.
and then I can feel later when I get the chance.
Right. Like we have to protect what we're doing.
Right. And it's like
Eh.
they definitely made it seem like like what you were what Danielle was saying, like it kind of felt more of like a religion.
Right.
Like, they started bringing in almost like
And-
spirituality into feeling.
And
Like
to-
it was kind of fun.
To completely solidify Christian Bale in his position, he's now murdered like a ton of coworkers to
Oh my
prove it.
God.
So he's proven
hundreds?
himself.
He's had lunch with at
Oh, yeah.
least 15 of these guys.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. And he just no hesitation when it's time to retaliate. He goes nuts.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that scene in the factory when he's leading the guys to basically their execution.
Right?
Like, and he holds the guns by the barrels and he pops out those little pins in the back and he just starts whooping
Right?
ass. I was like, holy shit. But I also noticed every time he hits somebody in the face with that, the glass never broke in. The glass always broke out
Well, yeah, you
from
can't
their
be-
visors.
You can't be getting glass in the
Well,
actor's eyes all the time.
I know, but it's just like
You're
such
all-
a funny effect that he hits it and the glass explodes outwards.
Right.
It's like,
Because the casting director's like, yeah, we need people that don't mind going blind, but they'll be in a movie for at least 2 minutes.
come on, it's Christian Bale. He's gonna be Batman in a couple of years. Trust us, you're gonna want to be in this movie.
Heck, this movie cost us 48 eyeballs, but we got some crazy cinematic shots here.
But you, dude, when you see the effects, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
The effects were medium.
It's like, wow, the blood in his eyes looks real. Oh, it was. It was.
It was pretty real. Is that practical effects? Uh-huh.
No,
Yep.
no, Tyler can't see anymore. His wife is pissed.
The blimps were practical effects, obviously.
Yes, real blimps.
Oh
Mhm.
God, dude, everything like we said, PlayStation 2 fucking scenery out of like Jack and Daxter. If
Ugh.
anybody knows that,
The
also give me a
screens-
high five.
The screens were way better than the background ever was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it's easier to
Yeah,
fake
because it was just like,
hologram.
we're drawing a rectangle here, and it's allowed to be a rectangle.
It's like put a green screen in a square and we'll project an image on it. It's good.
Pretty much.
But, so this is, I think, where we're at here. This his partner is now onto him and setting more and more traps, or at least trying to get him in trouble. And he's been stumbling a bit, and then we finally see, like, when he commits, he's been killing his own company members. He's set a stand. He's gone to the meetings, and then now it's kind of like the head-to-head starts to happen.
Yeah.
Where it's a lot of standoff at the start, but it soon comes to blows.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he goes to see that girl he arrests before she gets incinerated. And, like, this is where I guess he just throws all things to the wind, because he comes out of this execution and just drops in the middle of public and starts, like, ugly
Weeping.
crying.
Wasn't expecting it.
Disgusting crying in the middle of the
Yeah,
street.
he was ugly crying in
Oh
the
my
fetal
God.
position at the, like, where people are walking.
Like, I thought his jaw unhinged. Like, that's how frowny his face
Well,
was.
he's only been feeling for like 2 weeks, Steve.
Yeah, and
Come
it's
on.
somebody who he connected with. He touched her fingertips.
Oh, my God, they touched hips?
Well, she
Yeah.
also
Oh,
tried
that's
to
a marriage bond as far as I'm concerned.
she also tried to, like, murder him 3 times.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
but
but
one
for someone you
With a
met like
pencil.
2 days ago, you barely know them, and he's like, I am emotionally devastated that this person is dead. I've killed
Yeah.
thousands of people, but this one person stood
Nah,
out.
she was a woman.
He had
She had the boobles.
he had the perfume and the ribbon,
Oh yes.
and now the touch memory.
he connected with the ribbon
and he was
the
he
fingertips.
was we knew he was gone.
Listen, he
gone.
was smelling that ribbon like a fucking creeper.
Nah, he smelled it once, and then we never saw the ribbon
He-
again.
Yeah.
No, he had it at the end.
All right.
he,
well.
he was diddling
Okay,
it.
he had the ribbon twice.
Yeah, it was very important, Michael. Come on. Can't miss these details. This is a podcast.
Okay. Jeez.
But yeah, so he gets caught because he's weeping openly in public.
In the society where it's illegal to feel anything.
Yes. And I said he should have just gone into the bathroom stall, had himself a little cry,
Well, he
You
never
know,
went to high school, so he
had
doesn't
his
fucking
eyes
know.
dry.
He has
Yeah.
a whole house and his own room. Like, he could have.
Yeah, just
He
keep
could
it
have
together
avoided all
until
this.
you
Dude,
get
he
home.
he couldn't
Just-
hold it in all that
Ugh.
time. He had to get it out.
It's like, you
Yeah.
had to murder puppies today. Hold it until you get home. Then you can let it out.
Yeah, but they had to murder a girl that you met once. Oh man, gotta let that out.
Right? Come on.
Like, I would have cried over the puppies first. I think.
He's starting to feel.
So his partner brings him in, and this is kind of like the face off.
This is it. This
Yeah.
is this is where everything comes together, and we
Mhm.
finally see, what we think is going to be an easier solution.
Yeah,
but
so
it ends up being weird.
yeah, the rebels are working with him to do this whole system of bombs and things going off as long as he goes in and kills the
Right.
head guy, whatever his
They
name
say
is.
if you can interrupt the chain for one day, we'll be able to rescue everyone from this evil.
Right.
Which, when you think about it, that's a poor distribution thing. Like, if everybody's getting their like 5 pills a day every day, like delivered to them,
Yeah.
it's like you think they would just give them like a prescription, like you just go pick it up at the end of every like month or so, like.
I don't know if we were talking about the logistics of their dosages, but
Not quite. It just, if you
No, but
blew
like,
up all the buildings that
but
make
no,
it,
no,
they can't
that's
make
what I'm
it
saying.
anymore.
Like, if you they said if you disrupt it just for a day, like,
Yeah.
so implying everybody gets their pills delivered on a daily basis. Like, so if they disrupted that for a day, like,
Right.
society would crumble. So it's like, that's like when they were setting up this society, that's a poor fucking way
Yeah.
to.
But the actual plan is, if you blow up the facilities, then you're not just interrupting it for a day. You're interrupting it long enough that they can't enforce. They don't have enough to enforce, and by that time, so many people are feeling that they're turning. So they're constantly gaining members of the resistance
Right.
while the supply dwindles.
Yeah,
to
like here I
control
am
your
thinking,
people. Yeah. Come on, Steve.
I
Come
thought
on.
they would have.
This is a podcast.
It's a
Steve,
dystopian future. I thought they could just build buildings like it was nothing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they probably forced him to do a lot of stuff we won't talk about,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
That's for a different podcast. That's for the sad cast.
the sad.
I guess technically, if you take away all the technology and everything to make it, it would be much harder to get all of that back. So
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's not just the
their
medicine,
technology is stupid. We find out later if you just shoot the computer monitor, the whole fucking system goes down.
Oh yeah, he shoots like 10
Mhm.
computers in one room, and then like TVs
Society
everywhere
crumbles.
just
Everything
start
dies.
breaking.
But yeah, so he gets what is it? They almost like turn the tables on him. So like he's in the room with father, and they're like, "Hey," or
father's representative.
yeah, and he's like, "Are you feeling?" He's like, "We knew you were a fucking feeler," and he's like, "No, if you check the records, Ty Diggs actually shot all those guys. Like, don't worry about him."
I swear to God, it's pronounced Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs?
I swear to God,
Is
it's
it?
pronounced
I thought it was
Tay
Ty.
Diggs. It's like the 9th time I couldn't help myself.
I'll take it. Tay?
Tay Diggs.
Tay?
I'm
damn.
pretty sure it's Tay
Well,
Diggs.
it's the E after the Y. I don't fucking know. Vowels are hard.
I just think it's funny.
Sorry.
But
Sorry, Tay. Tay. Sorry. Go
Tay.
on,
I
Michael.
think that was worse than mispronouncing his name.
Sorry, go on,
I
Michael.
could be completely wrong too, by the way, which would actually be funny.
He's
Yeah.
probably listening right now, and he's very
Yeah, well,
disappointed.
he's our biggest
Tay
fan.
Diggs is in the room, and you didn't tell me for 3 hours. I've been here for 3 hours.
Yeah, dude, he's been hiding in the bedroom.
You
He's
gotta-
catching up on his sleep.
Oh, okay.
He's tired.
A
He's
tired
movie
Tay
star.
Diggs. Yeah, he's been working hard from feeling.
So yeah, during this whole thing, I was a little confused on the father's rep guy.
Yeah.
He believes Christian Bale for a moment,
Well-
or that's a cop out.
Yeah, so like that's his whole setup, like to make Christian believe that like, oh yeah, I turned the tables on my partner. I got
Yep.
him arrested instead.
Yeah.
But they knew that to get an audience with the actual father, he would have to do something big, like actually
Right.
turn in the resistance. So
Mhm.
Christian Bale even comes to that conclusion, like, oh well, if I turn in the resistance, I'll get my meeting with father and I can kill him.
Right.
So like both plans kind of end up coinciding without either one of them knowing like,
True,
oh yeah, this is exactly what we want from both sides.
right.
They needed different things, but they could attain it in the same way.
Right.
Mm.
Which is kind of neat. And if I wasn't really expecting it the first time I saw this, like the double cross, to double cross, the almost double cross.
The triple cross, the crisscross paddywhack.
Now, you have to not feel anything in order to understand all of that.
Yeah, you
but-
can't feel anything, or you'll start to get frustrated and confused.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's granted the audience,
Right.
but at introduction to the building where he needs to go, he's being led by what we can only assume is like an older cleric, a guy that's been doing it forever.
Yeah.
'Cause he was dressed in like that robe kind of thing. And he's just like, oh, by the way, we're going to need some things, and one of them's a test.
Yeah.
It's like a test.
Yeah, your basic math skills.
Right?
What is 36 times 27?
You will repeat your timetables 3 times with less than 3 mistakes. Then you may be permitted to
Oh
see
my
God. It's like, what?
It fucking turns into a Saul trap.
You have 183 seconds to complete this basic math worksheet. Turn it in and get an A, or you will die.
Nah, B. At least a B. I didn't see any schools.
All right. I'll settle for an A minus. It's basically a B plus when you really think about it.
But yeah, it's just a lie detector test. Basically.
Yeah, it all boils down to a fucking...
Do the polygraph,
Yeah.
and no medicine, he can't hide it.
He can't.
Yeah.
He can't hide it.
His heart's pounding.
Oh my God, when they're like, there is no father.
There
There is
is no-
only me.
It's been me.
It's
And it-
me.
Yeah, and it
And the
fades
screen
into
goes
the other.
away. It's
Yeah,
so
and
funny.
like it
Takes the effect away.
Yeah, it like molds into his face, and he's like, I bet you weren't expecting me.
It's like, how long have they been planning that little transition? Like,
Dude,
From
they
one
were
to the
waiting. that's like years in the making. They're
Yeah.
like, oh man, this is gonna.
He's like,
fucking
okay,
surprise
if I ever
somebody."
need to reveal my real face, I want there to be like some sort of like transformation happening. So yeah, graphic designers,
No,
could you get on that, please?
Trust me. Watch the polygraph. When that happens, he's gonna shit his pants. Like, trust me.
Well,
We'll get him that way.
the polygraph does go up a couple different times.
Yes.
And then when his partner comes in, it starts screaming. He can't help it. He's
Yeah.
just so angry.
He has
all
so many
these
emotions.
all these new
Oh my-
feelings.
oh
He
my
just
God.
doesn't know what to do with them.
When he gains control of his emotions,
Oh,
and the
and
polygraph goes
flatlines?
flatline, and the
Yeah.
guy gives us our, oh shit,
Right?
because it's 2002. We need to know shit.
Oh shit.
That's true. That's a good point, Steve.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Every movie, watch it, guys at home. Watch every movie from 2002. There's an oh shit moment in every single one.
Can you name 3 others?
No.
Okay.
Moving on.
Take his word for it.
But
Trust me, I'm a scientist.
one thing, the music got good at the end of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
which was I didn't really pay attention to the music that much. With his thing was the partner at the beginning, things like that. I didn't notice the music,
Right.
and at the end, it really kind of set the tone for this like rebellion uprising.
Yeah, well, they do really only focus on the music at one other point where he's listening to a record play and it's a classical song. So later they play another classical piece with a lot of strings, and it's very,
Bombastic.
yeah.
I like that word.
Good word, Steve.
It's very lively.
So yeah, they kind of bring that back and kind of show emotion through music, because music is emotion.
Well, and it's a good reminder for the audience that it's like, okay, we, a lot more people believe now, you know what I mean? To try to get you on his side again, I guess.
Do you hear the people sing?
No, this is not Les Mis.
Oh, sorry.
All right. 2, 4, 6, huh? Anyway,
All right.
no. So what I did notice. All right, now I wanted to see if you guys noticed this. So like, in the beginning of the movie, the violence. There's not much blood.
Mm-mm.
It's all quick kills.
Mhm.
Everything's like kind of emotionless.
Yeah.
Then as he starts feeling,
Oh, no way,
Ooh.
Steve.
he
He
starts
notices
seeing
the blood.
blood. He starts getting like affected,
He sees
and
the
it's
blood on his
and it's
gun.
more violent.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's more passion
Well, it's
behind
much
him
it's
killing.
much more visceral.
Yeah, like he cuts
If we're
a
throwing
dude's
around
face in
good words
half.
for stuff.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that happened
Well,
in
yeah.
the last scene here. He goes up against his partner because he killed everybody else in
Yeah,
the room.
after destroying a room full of like
So
high-end
these-
guards.
Yeah, these would have been the elites,
Mhm.
and they're like, well, no, this is actually my trap,
Yeah.
and what he thinks he's gonna win the whole time,
Yeah.
and it's kind of funny because it's like you built this killing machine with no feelings,
Right.
and now he's able to point that in his own direction.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you created the perfect machine for this.
Right.
It's like you should have aimed it better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the moral of every like Jason Bourne movie, fucking
Right.
every like
Right.
wake up I'm an assassin all of a sudden movie.
Yeah.
Like you give them all this power and then everybody's shocked when they're like, "Oh my god, he's really good at killing." It's
What?
like, "Yeah, we fucking made him that way."
I mean, this came out in 2002, so this was before a lot of this other stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
that's
true.
true.
Come on.
yeah, shit.
This is setting the stones.
But
Before
we
Matt
s-
Damon was a hunk.
I liked how we see them practice
Mhm.
Yeah.
with the sticks, with the kendo sticks, I think they're called, or whatever. And now it's the real battle, and he never gets one of the swords on the racks. Christian Bale.
No.
Mm.
He has
pulls
to use.
it out
he
of a
pulls one
body.
out of. So he's not even using his own sword,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter because I don't. Did you guys like the fact that the fight with the 8 guys took longer than the fight with his partner?
No, see,
Like-
I
Yeah, no.
I like that because like when they first spar, the only reason that dude gets any hits in is because Christian Bale's distracted.
He's figuring it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in this final fight, when he goes against him, this guy isn't even a thought in Christian Bale's mind. He
Wow.
just fucking kills him and moves
And
on.
we were given
Mhm.
proof that like he can control it when he wants now.
Right.
So, and that I think is what he learned from the revolution
rebel
leader.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The rebel leader kind of, I think, helped him harness that in a shorter time frame
right.
to be so effective here.
Right.
But he just kind of tosses him aside. Like
Yeah.
he's like, okay, I'm focused now. This is how easy it's gonna be.
Yeah, after slicing his face off of his face.
And the kill was really for that reveal, because all you see is just the whoo, whoo, whoo of the sword like going near his
It's like
head.
one of those fun like samurai movies
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they just show the swing of the blade and then like you start seeing things fall.
yeah. His face just slides off of his head.
Yeah, well, he cuts the dude's belt off. He cuts his guns out of his coat, and then he
Right.
gets him with the fucking face.
He does it on purpose because he tells him at the start of it, mind the uniform or something like
Yeah,
that, and then he
that
cuts his
cocky.
guns out and then slices them all up. It's like, no.
It's like,
I'm
fuck
just
your
showing you what
uniform.
I'm capable of,
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna kill you.
you're a skid mark on the underpants of society, buddy.
Jesus.
I feel like the early 2000s had a lot of the face sliding.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the shavings of people.
Yeah,
that
I mean, look
slide
at
off.
Resident Evil. That came out around this time. That one guy turned into cubes. A lot of face slicing.
And then when was the first Final Destination?
That's around here too, like 2001,
I think it was like-
2003, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. 2005 was sticking in my head, but
Yeah, that's
Ev-
actually that's probably
I think-
that's probably it.
I have no idea.
But then somebody was cut into like what cubes pressed
Yeah.
through a fence, and then
Yeah.
another one like a cheese grater, like or something.
Yeah,
So
like
there's
we
just
were
a lot of
cutting bodies.
sliding arms, halves, quarters, faces.
No, see now,
Popular motif.
now it's like now I'm curious. Like, would a human body actually fall in like perfectly cut cubes,
No.
or would it just kind of like melt?
Well, I think the general consensus with that is the blade would have to be so thin and so sharp that you can't do it by hand.
Well, yeah, like
See-
like laser beams, like lasers.
Well, yeah, but he was using a sword. so-
Oh, all
Yeah.
right. Well,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I don't think bone is as jello-like as flesh.
Yeah,
So
all right, fair.
He takes care of his old partner in record time, and then now faces what has been referred to as what God, basically
Basically, the inventor of Kankara.
the lawmaker.
The
And I'll
leader.
tell you what, they didn't use swords. They had their guns, but he held up better than his other like favorite
Yeah.
assassin.
Yeah,
which was kind of goofy.
they were matching each other at every shot, and like one of them would go to shoot and the other would block it just enough that the gun shot right past their head, and that happened like 12 times in a row.
Dude, I wish we had like a face cam so you could see Danielle fucking Gankata-ing over
Right.
here.
Yeah, I'm doing the motions with my hands right now.
Yeah.
It's hard not to when you realize how lethal you could be.
Oh, dude.
It's hard not
they
to
tell
wanna
you
do it.
they statistically found out the
And the-
trajectory of every
on the
bullet
screen-
that everybody's going to shoot at you.
all the math,
Yeah.
with the graphs and
It's
the
like,
right
whoa.
angles and everything.
They're like, if you see here by this graph, if they shoot at you, if you're slightly to the left, they won't hit you. Now you can hit them with a karaha.
Statistically, they mathed out return fire
Yeah.
and said as long as you're able to be Jello,
Master these 15 positions, and
Right.
no amount of bullet on earth can hit you.
which is, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's dumb.
it's definitely ridiculous, but it's
Yeah.
a post-apocalyptic after like the fourth nuclear war on Earth.
Yeah.
But
they figured it out.
they do.
yeah, I'm willing to believe statistic bullets.
I did like their fight though. I was kind of glad that it wasn't a quick beat up what we
Right.
think is the arch nemesis, and then the fight with God was pretty good. So it was like, okay, made quick work of this guy, but not quick work of the main guy too.
Right.
I'd have been disappointed if they both were that fast.
Yeah, if you just like
But he
pepperoni
It would've been
the other
too
guy's
easy.
face.
he held his own for a little bit, but you could see that he realizes he made a killing machine that he now can't control.
Now, there was something I didn't notice. Does Christian Bale get cut in the neck at some point during
He
this
was
scene?
either shot or
I-
cut.
I think that was just to imply that he had to go through a lot of extra security to get to that room.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
after all this,
Because he says, I'm coming.
well,
and
no,
then
because
he
this
goes
is
down
like
the hallway.
after that main, like after he kills the boss and he gets to that like computer room, Like
He's bleeding.
Yeah, he's bleeding out of
Yeah.
his neck. And I'm like, did he get hit at some point that
I
they
think
didn't
it
show
was
us in that
with
final fight?
Yeah, with the last guy. I think while they were like shooting each other, it was like
He might have got grazed.
yeah,
or
I
something.
think he just
Oh,
got
okay.
grazed by something because it wasn't like deep. He wasn't gushing.
Yeah,
blood.
no, but like when that door opens and it shows you him and the side of his coat is all
Right.
red. I'm like, what the fuck did he get hit?
Yeah, but
it happened real quick.
it was still the flashy. We wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Right. He got cut so fast the human eye can't see it.
So he kills him, and
Yeah.
then I think at this point I had forgot about the charges they were going to set off.
Yeah, the bombs start
And
going
then
off.
we start seeing everything explode. And then one thing I thought was funny was that Christian Bale's now looking out the window again, which is
Mhm.
kind of how it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of neat.
Yeah, and you also get to see his kids who, at one point, a few scenes before this, admits to him that they also haven't been taking their doses, even though, like,
A
this
whole rebel
little
family.
kid, the whole time was so, like, strict with
Yeah,
the rules.
and he was a fingerman. He was
Yeah,
pointing
yeah.
people out.
But apparently they stopped taking their meds, so when they see the bombs go off, they like know for some reason the
Yeah.
whole plan, even though they weren't involved this
Well,
whole time.
and the little girl is hanging out with the puppy.
yeah,
Right. And
then
everybody
the boy smiles.
everybody smirking.
yeah,
Everybody's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's
and
the
the
that's the
kids-
system falling apart.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
The kid literally smiles in dictator school. Like they should have got him right then and there.
yeah,
Like,
No,
hey,
well,
you
they-
smiled during your dictator test.
yeah.
Everybody's looking down and focusing on their thing because there's no individuals anymore.
Right.
They were all still plugged in, man.
Yeah.
You
Plug
got-
into that matrix, man.
No,
Conform.
You must unplug. You must unplug.
Establishment. You always know what's best.
Thanks,
Nope.
Steve.
Nope, not at all.
That sounds a little communist.
Oh.
I dropped the
I don't know what
C
that
word.
noise was.
So
Sorry.
did that, but you know.
But yeah, that's equilibrium.
That's all of
Oh,
it.
sorry. Equilibrium.
It was crazy.
Yeah, what did you think for your first time seeing equilibrium?
Don't take your medicine.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Definitely crazy.
Definitely crazy. Okay. Did it make
I
you
like-
feel anything?
Correct.
Actually, you
correct
know,
answer is no.
Yeah, I think I did feel some things.
Yeah, yeah.
I felt
Excitement that the
I
movie
felt
ended?
humor every time I saw a CGI sequence.
Okay.
Um,
What other emotions? List them. I'm definitely not doing research because I am not a robot. I'm a normal
what
human
other
like you.
feelings did you experience? No, yeah, it was enjoyable.
Okay.
I got a kick out of it. So
Yeah, no. I mean,
worth a watch.
I still remember always seeing the cover for this, and it's literally just like a blue thing because everything in 2002 was fucking blue.
Blue dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of that song.
But yeah, it's literally just Christian Bale on the front with his head down and two guns pointed on either side of him, and I saw that and like it said, "Forget about the Matrix," like as like their like tagline or something.
Well, you gotta
That was
cause a
their
little.
tagline?
They're-
Gotta cause a
Yeah,
little.
like on the box, it literally said like "Forget about the Matrix" or
You have-
something.
You have to. It was something derogatory for
Yeah,
sure.
it was definitely
Yeah.
calling
And-
because it literally said the Matrix.
I
It was
think.
like,
I think they were. I think it wasn't as much a diss as if they were trying to say
This ain't your daddy's Matrix.
It's not even close to what I was gonna say.
oh, sorry.
I think they weren't trying to diss them. I think they were just saying we made something different.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, there was a lot of similarities for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely watch The Matrix over this, I think. I mean, that's just me. But I like Keanu Reeves better than Christian Bale. But, you know, that's just me. That's me choosing one hunk over the other hunk, you know.
I guess I wasn't gonna decide which movie I liked better. This one.
Listen, I
this
Wait,
one's-
are we comparing?
I
the two
pick
that's
my
now?
what-
movies
what I'm
based
saying.
on star
Hey,
hotness.
right when we finish, I'm gonna compare it to one of the greatest franchises ever and say it's not as good as
Oh,
that.
No,
don't
it's
say
no
The
The
Matrix is one of the
Matrix.
greatest franchises ever. That's
I
horse
mean,
shit right there.
It's one of
What?
the most popular. Everybody knows what it is.
I mean, the first one's good.
I bet you only like 25% of
Wow.
the population has heard
Steve,
of Equilibrium.
I can't believe you said that about the Matrix.
Join us next week for the Matrix cast when I destroy Michael's hopes and feelings as I don't like the sequels as much.
All right,
It's-
you heard it here. We're
I guess we're doing the
Okay.
Matrix.
jeez. We'll do it eventually.
Yeah, one of these days, whatever.
Right.
We're still young. We got plenty of episodes ahead of us.
I don't feel anything about any of this.
Well, good. You're up to date on your meds. I don't have to burn you later.
Noted.
Noted.
Well, thanks for
All right.
listening. I hope you felt nothing.
Nothing.
Hope you enjoyed the last 8 minutes when Steve was mean to me the whole time.
If at any point you chuckled during this podcast,
You need
Just-
to up on your meds.
no, just wait at home. Somebody will be at your door shortly to put you in a furnace.
With a
Yep.
can of gas and a handful of matches.
And I bet you
Aw.
they still weren't found out.
No, we'd know about it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's headline news.
The giant wall TV government would say it happened again. And then it would just be comply, comply, comply.
Well, from all of us at every robot in the book, we hope you had a satisfactory time and you were okay with everything.
Thank you for listening.
Goodbye.
And do not comply.